Hello, this is the week number 4 lecture video for database systems course. I am sharing with you the Blackboard material for week number 4, and there is the usual objective and material and the assignments. Under the instructional material, there's the lesson plan, and there are two instruction guides on how to do 2 of the labs. Let's take a quick look at the assignments. There are 3 of them. There is a brief question about DBA. If you can do a quick research and answer the question, that'd be great. And there are a few, 3 questions from chapter 14 from your textbook, very general, brief questions. And that'll set you up for how to do some of the later works. For this week's lab, I'm asking you to do 3 and possibly 4th one as an extra credit. So I'll come back and talk more about this using the lesson plan. So when you download this one, you should get this. Okay, so the goals for this week is to understand conceptually what a normalization is. There are different, well, basically normalization is a method used to promote data integrity, and there are different ways of doing it. And there are also some limitations on whether it is actually good or not. But generally, for the relational database, you're expected to normalize your data. And your textbook goes into different levels of normalization. And so take a look at it. And we'll come back and talk about it more in detail in later weeks. For the discussion board, I'm asking you a question about the DBA. So if you can do a quick research on it and post on what your take is. There are a few questions from the textbook, which I just mentioned. And there are lab activities that I'm asking you to do. And there's like lab activity 3-1. This will be the last installation that you'll be doing. I know we've been doing a lot of installations on VirtualBox, the OS server, and SQL Server. Now we're installing the sample database called AdventureWorks 2012. So follow the instruction, and I'll show you how that looks like. So when you open up your virtual box and start the Management Studio, you will see this here. But when you expand it and actually install the sample database, the basic one will come with these two. But here's the AdventureWorks 2012 that I installed. It has a lot of tables in here, just kind of showing you. And then these are some other database that we'll be playing with that we created and so on and so forth. So, but anyway, this is the one that you'll be adding onto it. Okay. So that was the activity 3-1. Let me show you the instruction. So if you come back to the instructional material here and you click on the FAQ for AdventureWorks 3-1 lab activity, here's some questions that should help you. If you try to follow the book, it gets a little confusing, so I put this together for you. Here's a convenient link for you to actually find where that actual download is at. So use that link. And it's from the GitHub, and I tested out. It should be fine. And a few other questions here and there, but so that's one of my wanted to highlight. The other one is when you are actually running through the steps, you will be modifying 2 paths that are in your script. And basically, you have to be careful where you are copying the folder directory. So make sure that you are referring to this exactly folder location. And when you actually do copy them, make sure that it is copied correctly. Like this one here should have this slash on them, and I just didn't do it intentionally so that you know what I'm talking about. Okay, so that's what that instruction is. For the lab activity 3-2, you'll be learning how to navigate the management studio that I just showed you. Lab 3-3, this is a little bit more involved, and this is not really necessary for what we're going to be doing, but wanted to give this to you as an extra credit. But be careful how you do this. You just got to be very detailed. And when you get to do the step number 11 to 14 on page 94 and issuing commands, SQL command, make sure you are in the right directory. The directory here is C:/, right? Like here, it's not a directory, SQL command directory. You are in the root directory, so make sure you pay attention to the details. Lab activity 4-2 is an easy, you learn a easy way to create a database. Well, maybe not the easiest way, but maybe one of the standard ways. So follow the book and you learn how to create a sample database. Okay. There's also instruction that goes with it. If you go over to here, how to do the lab activity 4-2. So if you click on it and download them, here's some sample screenshots and how they should all look like. All right, so that should also help you out. Okay, I think that's pretty much it. Just went over the material on week number 4, what you need to be doing, and some of the resources that are available for you. As always, feel free to email me. Otherwise, looking forward to your work this week. This ends the recording.